Hey everyone, today I've got The Mummy movie review. A mummy is awakened, unleashing havoc on the world, but can she be stopped? So as far as the story goes, I had a lot of harsh things to say about this movie before it came out. If you guys have seen my first trailer reaction video for this movie, I was completely unimpressed by the look and feel of the movie and the tone that it was setting. Although in the beginning of the movie it starts off fine, but then I feel like the rest of it just slowly goes downhill. And what a way to start off Universal's Dark Universe with this new reboot of The Mummy. It has a more modern take than what we had previously seen from a movie with this character. I was a huge fan of the Brendan Fraser Mummy films, and I just really enjoyed them. It was a whole new thing that was going to connect all these other movie monsters together when they eventually come out with another movie in the Dark Universe with other movie monsters, including the Mummy. And I was really skeptical about that when I first heard about it, and now seeing a new take on this character, I just felt like they rushed into it. It didn't appeal to me as much compared to what I had previously seen. As far as the casting goes, you've got Tom Cruise, who plays Nick, and he is this, I guess, military guy who stumbles across this tomb of the mummy, and he, you know, quite frankly, I couldn't picture him at all in a movie like this, and at first I felt like he has a lot on his plate already with those Mission Impossible films and any other action film, which we all know he's gonna, you know, look good doing his own stunts, which he actually did in this film. But I feel like his personality didn't fit this character whatsoever, and I just couldn't see myself really getting behind his role. Now, Annabelle Wallis, who plays another character, Jenny, I felt like she did at least a decent job. I mean, she at times was the damsel in distress, and she was also the love interest, so she did play a good role, but I feel like she wasn't as strong of a character as I thought, you know, I was going to see her portray. It just didn't feel right. Now, even with Sofia Boutella, who I have seen in movies recently, you know, she's not yet a household name, but she plays the mummy Amunet, and I, you know, at times I liked her, but then I also hated her, and I don't know if it was because, like, she was just really taking this character in a whole different direction than I was anticipating. And, you know, at times it did seem kind of interesting, but it was also kind of weird, so I can't say that I was completely impressed with her portrayal, but at least she gave it her best shot. Now, Russell Crowe plays Dr. Jekyll, and if you know Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you know, at some point something's gonna happen, and of course adding him into the Dark Universe I think would be really cool to see a storyline more for his character, which I also wish I saw more of because I'm actually a huge fan of Russell Crowe. The things that I liked about this movie, there were definitely some scary moments that really fit well with, you know, this monster and this character. Just moments that I felt like were very fast-paced. Reminded me a lot of the previous Mummy films, and moments that I definitely, you know, felt like fit well with this franchise. But I wouldn't completely say that everything I saw was impressive. So the things that I didn't really like about this movie was that there was some noticeably weird CGI, and I mean, even back then in the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, there were some, you know, looking back at that now, it is dated, the CGI, it's not going to be completely up to par, but here I was really expecting a lot more, just not so blatantly obvious, you know, CGI issues. At times it felt rushed and confusing with this so-called romance between the lead characters, and I felt like that almost came out of nowhere. It felt really awkward, and there were some pacing issues, even though this movie was fast-paced, but when it was slow, it was noticeably slow. And even with the forced comedy, I mean, you had that one guy from Let's Be Cops in this movie. I feel like he kind of ruined it at times, and Tom Cruise wasn't even any better with those comedic moments. So overall, I would say that the Mummy, you know, it did feel like a letdown to me, even though there were some cool things about it. But I do worry about the start of Universal's Dark Universe, which is basically like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but with movie monsters, and it should have been a standalone film, and they could have found a different way to add in the other movie monsters down the line. And quite frankly, this should have started with Dracula Untold. I just think it would have been better, because I was left disappointed after seeing this movie. So I'm kind of on the fence about recommending this movie to anyone, whether you were a fan of the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, or you just want to see, you know, a semi-horrific action flick. This could be your movie. So I would give this 3 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of The Mummy, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates coming every week for Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.